Imagine
A podcast.
where time drifts slowly.
A podcast.
Where
Isaac
carries you away.
So let me be clear. We tortured some folks.
My dog died the other day. He was 17 and a half years old, and his name was Roscoe. He was an unusual Jack Russell Terrier. And it's got me thinking about a lot of different stuff. And so on today's episode of Radio Select, we're talking death and dogs.
He was a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine. Every time I think about him now, Lord, I just can't keep from crying. 'Cause he was a friend of mine. He died on the road. He died on the road. He never had enough money to pay his room or board. And he was a friend of mine. I stole away and cried. I stole away and cried. 'Cause I never had too much money, and I've never been quite satisfied. And he was a friend of mine. He never done no wrong. He never done no wrong. 1,000 miles from home, and he never harmed no one. And he was a friend of mine. Was a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine. Every time I hear his name, Lord, I just can't keep from crying. 'Cause he was a friend of mine.
That was Bob Dylan's He Was a Friend of Mine. Not a song he wrote personally, but one of his good covers of American folk music. Roscoe, yeah, he was a friend of mine. He was a little shit, too. We got him under weird circumstances. We had a previous Jack Russell Terrier, cleverly named Russell, and he was a good boy. He was a very good boy. And he was like many Jack Russell Terriers, very independent, and he escaped our house, our family home, and he was hit by a car not too far away. And my father found him, I think just moments after he got hit, and that was tough. And my father quickly bought another Jack Russell Terrier to fill that void. I was in Portland, Oregon in college dealing with my first heartbreak. So my parents, well, I would call them because I was messed up, and I'd ask them always, how are the dogs? Like there was a sense of security just checking in on the dogs because I wasn't doing well. And they would tell me they were fine. But it turns out Russell had died and had been replaced by another dog. And it took them about a month to finally cop to it that, Russell's dead. But they didn't want me to have to deal with one tragedy on top of another because my God, was I being a baby about my first heartbreak. But this wasn't the first dog that died, won't be the last. And I think about what we put ourselves through when we get these animals, when we bring these animals into our lives. It is guaranteed heartbreak. What is the best outcome when you get yourself a dog? That they die peacefully. And that's exactly what happened to Roscoe. He was gone. He was a demented boy. And it happened precipitously, but he just wasn't there anymore. He had some pretty severe doggy dementia and was deaf at that point, physically in okay shape otherwise, but he couldn't keep on weight and it just looked uncomfortable all the time for him. And so we as a family decided to put him down, and we called a vet and they came over the house and we got to say goodbye to our good boy.
He was just a dog, now his body's gone. So what is left? Put me in my palm. I'm just a normal girl, but my name is Frank. I just wanna get taken on a date. All the crazies on the bus love me so much. I laugh at all the lies and feel a little right. What is coffee and what is wine? I don't mind if you don't mind. Honey, you were always so sad. Cat's out of the bag. I'm sad too. Made the appointment to kill my best friend. There goes my fear of death. I just want my dog back. Is it so much to ask? I wish that I could kiss his paws.
That last song was Sad 2 by Frankie Cosmos. That whole album's about her little dog dying. And it's funny how people love little dogs. I guess Roscoe is technically a little dog, but Jack Russells have a different character. Even if Roscoe was the least Jack Russell I'd ever known. But still, little dog, people love them. People love them little dogs. And good for them, I guess. I don't know. I wonder if I could ever love a little dog the same way. It's unclear. But yeah, it was an interesting decision to put Roscoe down because historically, we had waited until there was some kind of emergency You have to take the pet to the vet because the suffering is too much. Like they either can't get up to go to the bathroom, they soil themselves, or there's some sort of condition. We had a previous dog, a German Shepherd named Jack, who had some heart condition that was always going to fail him. The vet had warned us that this condition would be the end of him. And I can't remember exactly what happens, but basically his heart or his lungs would start filling with blood because his heart couldn't pump them out or something along those lines. And it was very scary. He went through a lot of pain, and we took him to the emergency vet, and they put him in like some oxygen tank room, and it restabilized him. And we as a family went to the vet together, and the vet said, leave him here overnight one more time, and you guys could take him home, and he might be okay for another week. And I think we all were just like, no, it's not fair to put him through that kind of suffering again. So we all said, no, we're going to say goodbye to him now together. And God, were we all crying. Oh man, the way we cry over animals is so funny. It's hard. In some ways it's more intense. It's like harder. I've seen people cry harder over their animals dying than their family members dying. Maybe because, when the dog dies, it doesn't owe you any money, or there's no grievances left unaddressed. There's no real trauma there unless the dog bit like a part of your face off or something. But even then we forgive them very quickly. When an animal dies, that kind of innocence and forgiveness and purity is nothing like when a person dies. I mean, obviously when a person dies, it is more tragic, I would think. But there's something about the innocence of a pet dying that just the waterworks just turn on, and the sobbing. It's yeah. And so with Roscoe, we decided that we're not going to wait until it gets so bad that he needs to go to the emergency vet to be put down. So we decided, no, we're gonna put him down right now. And it was interesting because he was having a good day. He was okay. He seemed very comfortable, seemed okay. And I wonder if I can't say it came as a surprise to him, but this stranger came in the house and put a needle in him, knocked him out, put another needle in him, and then he was gone. And he did those it's called agonal breathing. When they're already gone, they're dead, but the body, for whatever reason, takes these gasps of air. That was tough. And we put him in a pillowcase, and my father dug a hole in the backyard, and we put him in the hole and buried him. And we said goodbye to that old man. This is Randy Newman, Old Man.
Everyone has gone away. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No one cared enough to stay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You must remember me, old man. I know that you can if you try. So just open up your eyes, old man. Look who's come to say goodbye. The sun has left the sky, old man. The birds have flown away, and no one came to cry, old man. Goodbye, old man, goodbye. You wanna stay, I know you do, but it ain't no use to try, 'cause I'll be here, and I'm just like you. Goodbye, old man, goodbye. Won't be no God to comfort you. It taught me not to believe that lie. You don't need anybody, nobody needs you. Don't cry, old man, don't cry. Everybody dies.
It's hard to call it tragic that Roscoe died. He was 17 and a half years old. That's very old for a dog. So what's the right age for a person to die? When is it no longer tragic? Maybe it has more to do with the conditions under which they died. I think about my grandfather who lived the last years of his life not terribly dignified for a man who I think was very proud of himself. He had dementia and Alzheimer's, and he just disappeared. Like, he disintegrated over time, and there was a part of it that brought some kind of levity to him because he was always kind of a curmudgeonly guy. And as his mind waned, he became a little bit lighter and seemed to be enjoying himself, but then it turned into darkness. And I remember he was gone most of the time when we'd visit him. He just wasn't there. And I recall one time he would have these like spurts of lucidity, and he's laying in bed and he kind of looks at me and he recognizes me for the first time in a while. And he tells me, there's nothing after this. It's just darkness. And he needs to hold on for as long as he could. And I was like, no, you don't. I told him, no, you don't. And the last time I saw him before he died, I was kind of singing him a song because I was listening to this song a lot. And it's Bill Callahan when he was Smog. The song is called Bowery. And the opening line is, my grandfather died, a Bowery bum. I don't know why I felt compelled to sing that to my grandfather in his demented state. Poorly at that, but I did. And so, was my grandfather's death a tragedy? He was in his mid to late 80s. He lived a full life, have a family. Was it tragic? I think the way he died was sad and undignified. Does that make it tragic? Does Roscoe's death, is it a tragedy? No, it's sad. It's very sad, but in like a kind of beautiful way, but not a tragedy.
My grandfather died. A Bowery bum. My grandfather died, the son of an Irish man. On the Bowery, on the Bowery. My father tried to find his bones, and to his trials I added my own. My grandfather left my father twice. Second time was on his wife's advice. Straight back to the Bowery. Straight back to the Bowery. Well, I'm new here, where can a fella eat? I'm new here, where can a fella sleep? I'm new here, and I've got a pit in my gut. On the Bowery. Oh, on the Bowery. And when he came up from the river of Methadone, he took his last breath on the Bowery. He took his last breath on the Bowery.
He's a good dog. I've had him for years. He used to get up when I'd walk by. Now he just lifts up his ears and he thumps his tail on the floor. When I talk to him, when I talk too long, he just ignores me and he goes to sleep again. He's a good dog. I got him as a pup. I tried to teach him all the tricks, but then I just gave up, 'cause he's never acted very bright. Though his eyes, they've got this glow, and I think he actually knows some things that actually I don't. And he never barks at strangers, but then he never barks at cars. And he howls at the coyotes while they're howling at the stars. And he scratches at the back door till someone lets him in. And then he scratches at the other side 'cause he wants back out again. He's a good dog, but one of these days I'm gonna have to drive him into town and have him put away, 'cause he don't hear that good no more, and he can hardly walk. But until then I look at him and I say, he's a good dog.
Another song was Fred Eaglesmith. He was a good boy. Not a lot to parse from that song. Pretty obvious what that one means. There are a lot of dog songs about people's dogs. There'll be one more in this radio episode coming soon. But before then, I have to talk more about death. To switch it over to death some more. It feels strange sometimes mourning a little old dog, being so affected by it, considering everything else that's happening in the world. And I know that's one of those weird relativisms we do to ourselves, where we say, it could be worse. It's worse somewhere else. Someone else is suffering in ways unimaginable, and so I should diminish and belittle my suffering, which is not quite right. You should be able to mourn your little dog and also mourn and feel horror and sadness for all the people who are suffering needlessly today in the world. And there are a lot. It seems like a lot more than usual, wouldn't you say? I don't know how to quantify such a thing, but are there more people suffering now today in the world than there ever has been throughout history? I mean, not just like a ratio, right? But like just the sheer amount of people. Probably, I think so. But I think about the way we Americans think of death, conceptualize death, fear death, and then the way other people experience it that I commend, I think is much more respectable. I have a friend She was on the show not too long ago when Israel first invaded Lebanon after the genocide in Gaza. And she's in Beirut, and I don't know if I should say her name, but one day I will. One day I hope to get her. I hope she's okay. I think about her a lot. But she's witnessing Israel invade her country, invade her neighborhood, bomb it, kill her neighbors, kill her friends. And I ask her if she's afraid of death and afraid of dying, and she says no. And she never refers to them as the dead. They're always martyrs. And so I don't like to scare her or anything, but I try to understand where she's coming from and how she conceptualizes this stuff, how she deals with it. And it's with this kind of bravery, this kind of different understanding of death than I could possibly ever have, because she's so near it. Like, death is a part of her culture. It's a part of the story. And so they have a much more respectable way of dealing with death than I think we Americans do. And it's just because it's so far away from us. I think that was the other thing that I really liked about having the dog in the home with us and burying him, because so often, especially with people, someone dies in a hospital and hospice, and you say bye, and then you leave the room, and then you might never see the body ever again. You might see it in ashes. We're not Catholic, so we're not going to have any open casket type thing. But yeah, you say goodbye to the body in a strange room in a cold hospital, as opposed to embracing the death and touching the body and being there with it. I think that that's something that we as Americans are severely lacking. And so this next song is an artist I put on other shows and on my show a lot, and it's Fairuz. And the song is Wa Habibi. And she is singing to a dead, dying, crucified Jesus Christ as Mother Mary. last song was Panda Bear, his first solo album called Young Prayer. The song was called Untitled 3. No lyrics there, so you have no context of the album and the song, but Noah Lennox, aka Panda Bear, wrote that song in the room, that whole album, he recorded it in the room where his father died. And so it's a very sad album, very haunting, but obviously with that last bit, that's kind of an upbeat song, right? It's not so tragic. It doesn't have to be so sad, right? Death doesn't need to be so terrible. I wonder how I'd like to die sometimes. I've had some thoughts about it recently. I can't really safely say how I wanted to die, but it is about sacrifice, you know? I would like to die for something and not waste away. I think most people feel that way. My mother, after her father died from the Alzheimer's, she would tell me she never wanted to get to that point in her life. And she one time told me that she wanted me to give her a bottle of vodka, a bottle of sleeping pills, and put her on a kayak and then push her out into the sea. And I respect that. I would love to be able to do that for my mother when the time is right. No time soon. She's doing great. But I did tell her that would make me an accomplice to murder. So that's something to consider, right?
Myriad choice of his fate set themselves out upon a plate for him to choose. What had he to lose? Not a ghost bloody country all covered with sleep, where the black angel did weep. Not an old city street in the east. Gone to choose. And Warren Ring's brother walked on through the night with his hair in his face, long splintered cut from the knives of GT. The rally man's patter ran on through the dawn until we said so long to his skull. Shrill yell. Shining brightly red-rimmed and red-lined with the time effused with the choice of the mind on ice skate scraping chunks from the bills. Cut mouth bleeding razors forgetting the pain, antiseptic remains cuckooed by. So you fly to the cozy brown snow of the east. Gone to choose again. Sacrificials remain, make it hard to forget where you come from. The stools of your eyes serve to realize fame. Choose again. And robing his refrain of the sacrilege recluse for the loss of a horse with the bowels and the tail of a rat. Come again. Choose to go. And if Epiphany's terror reduced you to shame, have your head bobbed and weaved, choose a side to be on. And if the stone glanced off, spit didactics into leave the color of mouse trails on screen, try between if you choose. If you choose, try to lose, for the loss of remain, come and start the game. I chi-chi, I. Chi-chi-chi, katako, choose to choose to go.
Shadows are falling and I'm running out of breath. Keep me in your heart for a while. If I leave you doesn't mean I love you any less. Keep me in your heart for a while. When you get up in the morning and you see that crazy sun, keep me in your heart for a while. There's a train leaving nightly called when all is said and done. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sometimes when you're doing simple things around the house, maybe you'll think of me and smile. You know I'm tied to you like the buttons on your blouse. Keep me in your heart for a while. Hold me in your thoughts, take me to your dreams, touch me as I'm falling to view. And when the winter comes, keep the fires lit, and I will be right next to you. Engine drivers headed north to Pleasant Street. Keep me in your heart for a while. These wheels keep turning, but they're running out of steam. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Keep me in your heart for a while.
That was the Velvet Underground Black Angel Death song. I don't have much to say about that song other than it was about death. It had the word death in it, right? And then after that, it was Warren Zevon, Keep Me in Your Heart, which works on a lot of levels. Heartbreak, it works on that one too. But I think it's mostly about, getting ready to die and say goodbye. And then remembering. I think that, how do we remember something so it doesn't die twice? The first death, right? The physical death, the material death. And then the spiritual death, I think, comes when you stop remembering. You stop saying that person's name. And I guess we have cemeteries and stuff, but I feel like we Americans in the West, I can't speak to other cultures as much. I know that in Japan, for instance, when I was in my then girlfriend's aunt's house, she had a shrine to her late husband, and every night she would do some sort of ablution. She would do some sort of ritual to the shrine of her late husband. And I think he died many, many years ago. So we don't do that in America so much, right? People don't visit cemeteries that often. And then even the death of the dog, right? It was very strange. We all had our hands on Roscoe and during his last breaths, his last heartbeats. But there wasn't like a song or a prayer. There wasn't a ritual to it. We were kind of lost for moments, just like feeling the sadness, which was good. It was good to just have that sort of raw emotional experience with him. But then, beyond just like walking out together into the yard and putting him in the ground, there wasn't a ritual. There wasn't something to hold on to right? It was just tears, a lot of tears. And so I miss that in life. I think I wish I had something like that. It doesn't have to be religious, but more ritual would be nice in these instances. This next song is another song about a dog dying. It's also another Panda Bear song, but as Animal Collective on Strawberry Jam. The song is called Derek.
Hope you get over your teeth, then it's not easy when you feel sick. Had a sprightly walk, you'd like him when he came up along your side. Wrap your back, that's what he told us. Me and Mike looked at each other like, well, what was that then? Dad never woke up at night, and in the morning he's ready to go. And he never had a voice like you to scream when he wanted something. Should have been so much more willing to help out with all the things that I felt like you needed.
Ritualized death in the movie Midsommar. I know a lot of people think that's problematic. They're like, uh-oh, red flag, you're susceptible to cults, because I guess people say this movie is a criticism of cults, which I don't think that's true at all, actually. In fact, I think that it's a criticism of family and relationships. That's really what Midsommar is about bad boyfriends and girlfriends and fucked up families, not about cults. In fact, the cult, I think, maybe it takes advantage of people, but it offers something stronger than nuclear family bonds and interpersonal romantic relationships. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's that scene in Midsommar. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it already, but they surprise the visitors who aren't from this Scandinavian community, and an older man and woman, both 76, ritually suicide themselves. They jump off of a cliff. It's quite gruesome. So I would probably want to do a little different version of it that's not so horrific, but for the movie it was good. So yeah, they lived out their lives. They turned, I think it was 72 or 76, maybe 72. And it's just like, well, that's the end of my life cycle. And before I get sick and before I become a burden on the community, I'm going to be like a conscious lemming and jump off of this cliff. And there was something kind of cool about that, right? It's not that bad. It's not wholly evil or wrong that you would say, okay, yes, it's time to go. I don't want to become a burden. to myself or to others. 72 seems kind of young, though. I'm not going to say 72. But I think once you start getting in the 80s, it's a good question. Maybe we should have, like, remember the show BattleBots, but instead of, like, robots, it's old people? Like, go out in a blaze of glory. At least that's what I want. I don't want to die in a hospital bed. I don't want to die in a car crash. I want to die in something. I'm a romantic, I guess. I'd rather die in battle, die for a cause, die on the basketball court. That's always that. But when I was playing basketball, that was always something I kind of fantasized about, was dying that way. So here's another song by another problematic figure, Sun Kill Moon. The song is Carissa. It's funny. He's kind of he's a prick. Okay, let's be honest with ourselves. Even the way he makes this death about a distant cousin about himself, you can tell that Sun Kill Moon is a narcissist. But there's something about, like, the droning of it, that the monotony of the song, that I think is really peaceful. It's very meditative to me. So that one always moved me for one reason or another.
Oh, Chris, when I first saw you, you were a lovely child. And the last time I saw you, you were 15 and pregnant and running wild. I remember wondering, could there be a light at the end of your tunnel? But I left Ohio then and pretty much forgotten all about you. I guess you were there some years ago at a family funeral, but you were one of so many relatives, I didn't know which one was you. Yesterday morning I woke up to so many 330 area code calls. I called my mom back and she was in tears and asked had I spoke to my father. Carissa burned to death last night in a freak accident fire. In her yard in Brewster, her daughter came home from a party and found her. Same way as my uncle, who was her grandfather. An aerosol can blew up in the trash. Goddamn, what were the odds? She was just getting ready to go to her midnight shift as an RN in Wadsworth, and she vanished up in flames like that. But there had to be more to her life's worth. Everyone's grieving out of their minds, making arrangements and taking drugs. But I'm flying out there tomorrow because I need to give and get some hugs. 'Cause I got questions that I'd like to get answered. I may never get them, but Chris, I gotta know, how did it happen? Chris, who is 35, you don't just raise 2 kids and take out your trash and die. She was my second cousin. I didn't know her well at all, but it don't mean that I wasn't meant to find some poetry, to make some sense of this, to find a deeper meaning in the senseless tragedy. Oh, Carissa, I'll sing your name across every sea. chores from? Were you just killing time, finding things to do all by your lonesome? Was it even you who mistakenly put flammables in the trash? Was it your kids just being kids? If so, the guilt they will carry around forever. Well, I'm going out there to get a look at the landscapes, to get a look at those I'm connected by blood, and see how it all may have shaped me. Well, I'm going out there, though I'm not really needed. I'm just so broken up about it. How is it that this sad history repeated? I'll return to Ohio, to the place I was spawned. Gonna see where I hung with my cousins and played with them in the snow and fished in their ponds. Gonna see how they've grown, visit some graves and say, hey, I've missed you. Gonna find out as much as I can about my little second cousin Carissa. Gonna go to Ohio, where I was born. Got a 10:45 a.m. flight, I'm leaving tomorrow morning. Gonna see my aunts and uncles, my parents and sisters. Mostly I'm going to pay my respects to my little second cousin Carissa. Going to Ohio, where for now I feel I belong. Ask those who know the most about Carissa, for it is her life and death that I'm helplessly drawn. Carissa was 35, raised kids since she was 15 years old, and suddenly died next to an old brick fire pit. Oh, there's gotta be more than that. She was only my second cousin, but it don't mean that I'm not here for her or that I wasn't meant to give her life poetry, or to make sure her name is known across every sea.
and that was Mozart's Requiem, which is obviously part of a much larger symphony opera that he composed, but that's the most famous part, Lacrimosa. Mozart didn't finish Requiem, actually. He died, I think in his 30s, right? 32, Mozart died. I haven't seen Amadeus in a while, but that song does feel like death. It does feel like impending doom. And you have to wonder if he knew he was going to die, right? Do you want to know if you're going to die? My friend and mentor, Joe Sexton, has told me that he knows he's going to die at the age of 76, I think. I might be giving him a couple of years selfishly, like for him to live a little longer. I think he's like 68 right now. But he's so certain that he's going to die at 60 or 76 that if he doesn't, it'd be embarrassing, right? I mean, I guess you could end it yourself if you want to make sure you're right about it. But I wonder, would I want to know if and when I'm going to die? Probably not. I like things to be a surprise. The next song after this, I'm sorry, I have to do another Bill Callahan / Smog song. This one is Say Valley Maker.
With the grace of a corpse in a riptide, I let go, and I slide down river with an empty case by my side. An empty case, that's my crime. And I sing, say Valley Maker, to keep from cursing. Yes, I sing, say Valley Maker, to keep from cursing. River, river end, river, river end, river go, river bend. Take me through the sweet valley where your heart blooms. Take me through the sweet valley where your heart is covered in dew. And when the river dries, will you bury me in wood? Where the river dries, will you bury me in stone? Well, I never really realized death is what it meant to make it on my own. There is no love where there is no obstacle, and there is no love where there is no bramble, and there is no love on the hacked away plateau, and there is no love in the unerring, and there is no love on the one true path. Oh, I cantered out here, now I'm galloping back. Bury me in wood, and I will splinter. Bury me in stone, and I will quake. Bury me in water, and I will geyser. Bury me in fire, and I'm gonna phoenix. I'm gonna phoenix.
Do you have to just do it all over again anyway? I don't know. I hope not, right? I know there's a lot of talk these days. I don't know why I listened to an episode of Red Scare recently, but I had to know what Dasha and Anna thought about the Pope's encyclical, and Dasha was giving some sort of appreciation of the nihilism, of Indian philosophy. There's a very anti-Indian podcast, I gotta say, which is like, come on, guys, get creative. We need to hate a new group of people. You know, the Indian jokes are very stale, very boring. But anyway, she talked about how that the Indians don't believe in souls because of reincarnation. She didn't go much further in explaining that, and I don't think that that's how it works exactly. But it is terrifying to think that you just have to do this all over again in a different form, maybe a different planet. I guess there's comfort in it too, that it happens all over again. And just maybe we have to just reinterpret death a little bit, make it a little more positive. So that's why I like to say Valley Maker, because I think that it is about appreciating death differently. And there's that lyric he says, "Oh, I never realized death is what it meant to make it on my own." And then he talks about the need for suffering for there to be pleasure or life, right? Not terribly deep, the yin and yang, right? But I don't know. I'm trying to end on a positive note, guys, because it's been a sad week. I still get choked up thinking about little Roscoe. And my friend Hannah, I learned my friend Hannah, her good boy Higgins died. And so I hope she's doing okay. And anyone else who's had a pet die, remember them today. Remember the times you had. I mean, it's okay to cry a little bit about it, right? It's okay to be sad. It's kind of beautiful that we get so worked up over these little creatures, right? I think it shows a kind of extension of our empathy and love that I want to say is a positive thing. I do, you do have those Nazis who kind of prioritize animal life over humans. You see this with conservatives a lot in particular, but liberals do it too, where it's like, oh my God, the poor penguins. Oh, do you see what they're doing to the penguins? Did you see this sad penguin who's walking off? He got lost in the storm and he's on his own and he's gonna die, and then they fucking lose it. And then, they refuse to extend that emotional empathy to another human being. And maybe that has to do again with the innocence of pets, the innocence of animals, which is why it makes us more sad, because they didn't do anything to piss us off, really. Well, anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for listening if you made it all the way through. I wish I need to do more of these radio shows. I really enjoy them. It is it's fun. It's fun to think about songs and then talk about them and not do some jokey conspiracy show, which I'll have a lot more of soon. Don't worry. I've got so much crazy shit for everybody. I cannot wait to show it to you. I just gotta get it done in time because I'm such a procrastinator, which is also maybe, is that a fear of death? Is procrastination a fear of death? I'll do another death episode because I got more thoughts stuck up in my brain somewhere. Anyway, bye.
is dark. Every light on this side of the town, suddenly it all went down. Now we'll all be brothers of the fossil fire of the sun. Now we will all be sisters of the fossil blood. Someone must have set 'em up. Now they'll be working in the cold gray rock. Now they'll be working in the hot mill steam. Now they'll be working in the concrete, in the sirens and the silences now. All the great set up hearts, all at once, start to beat. After tonight, if you don't want this to be a secret out of the past, I will resurrect it. I'll have a good go at it. I'll streak his blood across my beat, dust my feathers with his air, feel his ghost breathing down my back. I will try, no, whatever I try. I will be gone, but not forever. I will try, no, whatever I try. I will be gone. come, God.